Hello everyone, thank you for watching my YouTube video again. So this is another lessons for you guys to study positive psychology. And then I would say this is the last video of positive psychology. So if you have already finished viewing all the video of this chapter, positive psychology, so now you already understand really a lot related to this very important and update topic of psychology called positive psychology. So at the end of your study of positive psychology, for this video, we are going to consider something relatively upset. So this is the issue, so make a lot of people very, very sad. So this is about death. Okay, so how we understand or how we examine the issue of death in terms of positive psychology approach. So for this video, I'm going to introduce you something called the stages of grief cycle, or sometimes we call grieving cycle. Right. Before we start, so if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. Please also like and share my video to your friends, especially you believe they have kind of interest or understanding psychology, or especially positive psychology. All right, so from the screen now, you know what I'm going to explain will be stages of grief cycle. Of course, for this video, we more focus on death. Okay, so that's why a lot of people, when you experience the death of your loved one, not necessarily people, can be your pet. For example, you kept a dog for more than 10 years. So then your dog finally passed away. So people will experience anything like this. So not only for death of animal and humans, so that can be useful for you to understand some very, very shock and some very, very overwhelming experience. For example, like breaking up of relationship with your girlfriend or your first lover. Okay, so that's why this is useful for everyone to know in terms of like a positive psychology. Okay, so the more you're aware, the more you can tackle your problem, or the more you will know how to handle or cope with this very, very stressful events. Right, so according to stages of grief cycle, so for human beings, whenever you experience anything overwhelming or traumatic, the death of your loved one, the death of your family members, we all have to experience all the 5 stages. Okay, so if you fail or get stuck in any specific stage, so that will prevent you for growing upward, or preventing you for the recovery. Okay, so that's why it's very essential for understanding how, or the way, or the nature of different stages of grieving. All right, so at the beginning, so we start from left hand side to top. Okay, and then we go from to right. Okay, so at the top you see normal functioning. Normal functioning means not yet experienced the traumatic event, not yet experienced something very upset. Okay, normal functioning exactly like today. So you have nothing overwhelming to experience. Okay, so this is a moment of today. And then after you receive the message, okay, so this is too overwhelming. For example, the death of your lovely dog, okay, or the death of someone you really love. Okay, so you have to separate with this person. Okay, so when you receive the message, according to grieving cycle, everyone we will get shocked, and we tend to denial. Okay, so that's why you say shock and denial. Shock and denial can be avoidance, confusion, fear, numbness, and blame. Okay, so when you get shocked, you at the beginning you deny. You don't want to accept the reality, and because you're too fearful, and then you get numbness. Numbness means you can't function well. Okay, so more or less like you get drunk, like alcohol. Okay, and then you somehow you blame yourself. This is the moment of shock. So this is understandable. Lots of people, when they receive a message which is very, very sudden, okay, so they tend to accept, and then they deny. Okay, for example, some people then get medical checking, and then they realize the medical condition not very well, or they actually have some like terminal illness. Okay, so mostly people will deny, they refuse to accept. That's why they go to see another doctor, and then they keep seeing different doctors. So this is a process of denial and shock. This is very necessary for us to experience this stage, because this allows us like certain amount of time, and then we will have higher possibility to accept, because we need time. So more or less a cushion Okay, so when we are facing like crash, so we need a cushion for protecting us. Okay, so after we spend sufficient time for like denial, so then we reach the second stage called anger. Second stage of anger means because you have to face, you have to accept this is the reality, and then the next stage you get very very angry, you get frustrated because you don't want to accept, but this is real. Okay, so you can't deny it anymore because you already get lots of medical check, and then you already even see the death of your loved one. This is in front of you. Okay, so that's why people will feel very, very irritated. Okay, they can't talk to the people adequately. They feel shame, and then they feel embarrassed. So this is the moment people are very angry. So when talking about violence or aggression, so this is the moment people get most aggressive. Okay, so that's why if you have friends, or if you want to help people or provide counseling to people, so this sort of stage most meaningless. So you can help people a lot for this stage because people are very very angry. Okay, so that's why you sometimes you see people experience something very very upset. They say they need time. Okay, they ask you please don't bother. Okay, so this is the stage of anger, right? So when people spend sufficient time for the first stage, denial, and the second called anger, so this is the third stage, and this is the stage a lot of people we actually skip. Okay, well, why we sometimes skip the stage because sometimes people believe we have to be tough, we have to be strong. So that's why they spend sufficient time for like being too angry. They say I'm okay. They go back to work and they pretend nothing happened. So according to theory, this is not very very healthy because we have to allow ourselves for depressed or very upset, and then that would be like self-healing process. So that's why next time, so when you experience something very upset, please allow yourself at least for a sufficient time for being very very upset. Okay, so depression and detachment, we overwhelm and branch and loss of energy and helplessness, and then people cry a lot. People stay at home. People don't go to school. Don't go to work. Don't go to meet friends. So this is necessary to experience. But of course, if the period prolonged, that can be unhealthy. That's why you have friends just experience something pretty traumatic. So if you really want to help him or her, so you have to keep your eyes on her, allow them for time, being alone and being depressed. But you have to check, you have to keep checking whether or not they are okay after a sufficient amount of time being depressed. So if this is the time very, very long, for example, when talking about like years, so this is already proportionately long. So that's why you have to help, you have to intervene, you have to ask them to give for help if this is the case. Okay, and then we have a stage called bargaining. Bargaining, always people will bargain with the God. Okay, so sometimes they got bargain with people. For example, so if this is a death of relative or good friends, they start bargaining about the meaning, what happened, or they bargain with the God, or say if I know the death of this person earlier, so I will of course do a lot of bad, good things to him or to her, and then I will spare more of my time instead of working. So I will spend more time with families. So people have a lot of bargaining. So they will say, God, can you please give my loved one more year, okay, because I want to be with him or her for only one more year. And then some people even say, I can stop. I lost my job, but what about giving me one more year when facing like terminal illness? So this is like dialogue and bargaining. But of course, this kind of like bargaining not very very useful. Okay, not really useful. So this is like useless, right? So after we spend sufficient time for experiencing all the previous stages, so now we come to the final stage called acceptance. Acceptance means so you believe something already is gone. So this is the moment you have to face the reality. You have to move upward. And then this is what we say like resilience or even growing up. And then what you can even learn or gain from this overwhelming experience. So this is the meaning after the trauma or after something really, really bad, we even can grow up a little bit. Okay, so this is we explore the new opportunity and then we return to a meaningful life once again. Okay, so this is already everything I want you guys to know. When we always unavoidable, we have to face a lot of challenges or a lot of overwhelming things throughout our life. You never know what will happen soon, but the more you understand what we have to experience for different like grieving stages, the more you can handle something unpredictable a little bit better. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy all videos about positive psychology. Okay, so see you next time. Bye.